Not Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
Well, okay, we can't, but we did. We showed up.
All right.
Warned you yesterday, though. Warned you all week. This was going to be, I knew it was going to be a bad speech. I think we all knew that. But it exceeded my wildest expectations. It was the worst presidential speech ever. By a lot. Never have I seen an American president attack his fellow Americans the way that buffoon did last night. I mean, the hateful, mocking tone he took the other day with those brave MAGA Republicans showed everything you need to know about what kind of uniter he is, if you didn't know it already. Then when asked about that obvious hatred he has for the American people, his spokes dummy, KJP, excused it by pointing out that Republicans who've said, there are Republican leadership who've said mean things. Well, you know what? Those Republicans didn't promise during their campaigns to unite America. Joe Biden did. So his hate-driven rhetoric has already been well established. We all know that. But then comes the speech that he gave last night. He's the MAGA Republican thing he has. This, MAGA Republicans this and MAGA Republicans that. Let's remember what he's talking about here. He's talking about people who want to make America great again. That's what MAGA stands for. Make America great again.
Right.
So the Make America Great Again Republicans are a threat to democracy?
The fight for the soul of America.
And he's right about that. It really is.
It is.
It is. He's at the very dark core of it, but he's right. Because the America he's fighting for is a dark, ugly place of socialism and hatred. Somebody mentioned online last night, I should look up his name. I'll do that before the end of the show. But replace MAGA Republicans with Jews and see what you have there.
Or any ethnic Japanese, Italians.
Right.
Well,
blacks.
Right.
Hispanics. And would that have been acceptable to anybody? I don't think so.
No, I think not.
Wow. It was powerfully bad. Evil. Even. He used the word democracy, which we are not, 31 times in that speech. In 25 minutes, he used it 31 times.
It felt like 100.
It did.
It felt like 100.
Yeah,
I mean, I was going to go back and actually count them because he ended it with democracy. Mm-hmm. He ended the stupid thing with democracy. You even...
It does show you what they're trying to do, though.
Yeah.
They're hammering that democracy thing home.
Boy, there's no question about that.
Because what he's really talking about is democratic socialism, and that's what they're trying to hammer home and get us used to and feeling good about. Don't ever call it a republic. Always call it a democracy, and that's what he's doing.
And they'll say, "Ooh, he called it a republic," because I think he said it a couple of times in the speech. That was it.
Ugh.
So he learned that from Obama.
Yeah.
You know, you always do the right thing at least once so you can say, I said that. That's what I said.
Right. I said I like capitalism. I said it.
I said it.
Yeah, like twice in 8 years. As you were promoting Marxism every other minute of every other day. Yeah, you said it. All right. That's great. That's right. They pay lip service to the few remaining moderates who are supporting them. And that gives them a little bit of bone to chew on. But the rest of the time, they're throwing that red meat democracy crap to their socialist crowd. What was with the hellish red outline during that speech?
I don't know.
Really ill-advised. And the Marines that are in the background there.
Yeah, if you're watching Blaze TV, this
Look at
particular picture was making the rounds last night.
That's Satan from the hubs of hell right there.
There's plenty of others with fire burning behind him and the
That's
welcome
funny.
to hell. And
That's what it was like.
I know.
That's what it was like.
I believe I even saw a couple with the swastika, but that's just not possible. So, you wouldn't think of that looking at that picture.
Oh, you'd absolutely think Hitler's
That's all
Germany
you
there.
think about.
Yeah, you really would.
I mean, it looks either that
It was creepy.
or the Kremlin.
Yeah,
I mean, that red and having the military behind him.
super creepy. And, breaking with American tradition, when you're making a political speech and you got the U.S. military as a backdrop, terrible. Not supposed to happen. Presidents just don't do that. Unless you're him.
Unless you're him.
A senile old coot who hates America. He doesn't care about any of the previous traditions.
No, not at all. And I mean, he got Jill walked him out to the podium, held his hand, and walked little Joey out to the podium.
Walked him back out at the end. It's embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. So the speech last night, I don't know. We should have counted how many times he said MAGA Republicans, too, because that was
that was a lot.
a lot.
It was a lot. And most of the speech, I felt like I was just being hollered at.
Yeah, and you were. You were being hollered at.
Oh, maybe that's why I felt that way.
He yelled almost the whole speech.
I know. I don't understand
So
that.
bad. Well, he's so angry. He's such an angry, senile, little old man.
Hateful.
Yeah. Big time. So here he is claiming MAGA Republicans are trying to nullify or tried to nullify the votes of 81 million people.
And they see their MAGA failure to stop a peaceful transfer of power after the 2020 election as preparation for the 2022 and 2024 elections. They tried everything last time to nullify the votes of 81 million people. This time, they're determined to succeed in thwarting the will of the people.
Okay. So instead of the big Republican lie that the election was stolen, now they've turned it around on us, even though we won the election.
Right.
And he's trying to say we tried to steal it. Okay.
Early on, too. Early on in that speech, he said 81 billion. Not a million.
That's right.
It was awesome.
Can't get numbers right, no matter what. 81 billion. That's a lot.
That's a lot
of people.
You know what? You know what? You won.
Yeah. Yeah, you win. Especially since there's 7.8 billion people on the planet in total.
Yeah, but the mail-in votes.
81 billion is hard to cut. Well, the mail-in, yeah, that brought us to 81 billion. All right. Mail-in votes. That's about right. Then he said MAGA Republicans, of course, are a threat to the country. And then he claims he's the president of all America. All right.
The Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans.
Who are these people,
And
the
that
MAGA
is a
Republicans?
threat to this country.
You know who you are.
These
No,
are hard
it's not.
things.
Look at the creepy background.
But I'm an American president. Not a president of red America, blue America, but of all America.
What an
And I
outrageous
believe it's
claim
my
after all this.
duty, My duty to level with you, to tell the truth, no matter how difficult,
Gotta be
no matter
kidding
how
me.
painful. And here, in my view, is what is true.
In my view. The
MAGA
truth.
Republicans
but my
do not
view.
respect the Constitution. They do
Oh,
not believe in the
hi.
rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people.
Oh, wow. Wow. I can't.
I know. I
just
know.
Really applies. The only time he ever references the U.S. Constitution is to try to beat somebody over the head with it,
Yes.
is to misinterpret the Constitution, to lie about what's in it. They don't care about the Constitution. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Republicans don't care about the Constitution. That is incredible. But also, American democracy only works if we respect the law. This is really something coming from his mouth.
American democracy only works only if we choose to respect the rule of law and the institutions that were set up in this chamber behind me. Only if we respect our legitimate political differences.
Our legitimate.
I will not stand by and watch. I will not. The will of the American people be overturned by wild conspiracy theories and baseless evidence-free claims of fraud. I will not stand by and watch elections in this country stolen by people who simply refuse to accept that they lost.
He will not. He will not accept it. Okay. What are you going to do about it? Butt cheese, what are you going to do about it? How do you ever respect this man as a president of the United States? How do you believe he's your president when this is what he says about you?
I know.
Every day. Seriously. Every day he is beating us over the head like this. He is the worst divider of American citizens in American history. I think he's the worst single divider. Never has he tried to reach out and bring the other side across and say, hey, what is it? What would you like to see? I know you're not real happy with my agenda right now, but what is it that you'd like to? Maybe we can come to some.
Absolutely gives zero craps about that.
No,
zero.
Less than Obama cared about that, I think. And Obama didn't give a rat's anus about any of that. This guy certainly doesn't. He's worse than Obama on that.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh, yes. And some have called him the worst president ever. Now, I just heard you call him the divider, the great divider.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, that's the great divider is his name.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about that. But some have called him the worst president ever. I don't know.
No, I couldn't think of anybody right offhand who's said something like that. But MAGA Republicans only believe in winning or being cheated. They only love the country when they win? Huh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can't be pro-insurrectionist.
Pro-American.
They're incompatible.
Pro-Nister
we can't
section.
allow violence to be normalized in this country. It's wrong.
Yeah.
Can't allow violence
We each have to reject political violence with all the moral clarity and conviction this nation can muster.
Yeah.
Now. We can't let the integrity of our elections be undermined. For that is a path to chaos.
Uh-huh.
Look, I know politics can be fierce.
Look, I know polish.
And mean and nasty.
Pause it for a second.
I get it.
Because I had to tell you about polish because I polish my shoes. Well, I don't, but I have some people at the White House that do that for me.
I know polish. And for polish to be applied correctly, you have to rub it on with a rag. Or sometimes they specifically give you a piece of cloth to rub the polish on. But I know polish, and I know when my shoes have been polished because they're shinier than when they're not. So I know polish. Let's see what else he had to say about polish.
I believe in the give and take of politics, in disagreement and debate and dissent. We're a big, complicated country, but democracy endures only if we, the people, respect the guardrails of the republic. Only if we, the people, accept the results of free and fair elections. Only if we, the people, see politics not as total war, but mediation of our differences. Democracy cannot survive when one side believes there are only two outcomes to an election. Either they win or they were cheated. And that's where the MAGA Republicans are today. They don't understand what every patriotic American knows. You can't love your country only when you win. It's fundamental.
He wanted to whisper like 2 or 3 times last night.
And I think he's been told not to do that.
I think so, too.
It's super off-putting.
Because there was a couple of times, man, I thought for sure, here we go.
We played you 10 minutes worth of Democrats who screamed about election fraud.
Yes.
After every election they lost.
Yep.
In 2000 with Bush. In 2004 with Bush. In 2016 with Trump. Every single time they kick and they scream that the election was stolen, that this is an illegitimate president, that there was fraud, that the Russians interfered. Come on.
Selected, not elected.
And now this despicable evil puke is trying to tell us that we only believe either we won or you cheated. Are you kidding me? Come on now. The hypocrisy and the double standard are just overwhelming with him. Oh. So overwhelming. All right. Let me tell you, first of all, about Rough Greens. Then we'll get back into more of this wonderful speech.
From the Great Divider.
Because, I doubt you watched it last night. It's too hard. If I didn't absolutely have to,
so you did?
I would not have watched it.
I mean, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Had to.
Because I watched it, and then I thought, oh, man, I got to go back and count how many democracies.
Mm-hmm.
And so I rewound it, and I paused it. Mm-hmm. Then I went to Missouri football.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't do it. I was like, you know what? If nobody else counts them, I'll just pretend it was 1,000.
Watching it once
felt
is
like
tough
1,000.
enough. It was, man, 31 is a lot.
That's sure. In 25 minutes?
Mm-hmm. It's a lot. All right, let me tell you about Rough Greens. This is a dog food supplement that puts back into your dog's food all the nutrients that were burned out of it in the sterilization process. When it goes to market, when it goes to the grocery store, it's got to last there for 3 years for some reason. I guess sometimes the bags don't get turned over very quickly, and they have to last for a really long time. So this has all kinds of vitamins and minerals and probiotics and antioxidants. And also, dogs love it. My dog craves this stuff, didn't want to eat her food without it on there. Glenn's dog loves it. Stu's dogs love it. You can get a free bag of Rough Greens to see if your dog is going to love it. They're going to send you a small bag you can try out for a couple of days with your dog. And all you have to pay for is shipping. And then, if your dog loves it like mine does, and you want that nutrition for your dog, then you can jump in with both feet. Just go to roughgreens.com, RUFF greens.com, or call 833-783-3364.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
I mean, with the use of the Marines in the background, the creepy red lighting, the angry tone in his voice, his obvious hatred for half of the people in this country because they dared not vote for him. And we call him on his BS. We also happen to notice that he's senile and getting worse. We know he's got dementia of some sort, and we know he's compromised, and it pisses him off. So he gets up there and does his angry, grumpy old man routine.
Yep.
Is there any Democrat who actually understands how bad that speech was last night? Democrat, I mean, just your rank and file Democrats, everyday Democrats who love this country, but voted for him because they just didn't like Trump and they couldn't go there. Did you like that speech? Do you agree with the things he was saying? Right. Do you hate half of America? Wow, so divisive. So incredibly divisive and dangerous.
It's sickening.
Somebody's going to get hurt based on that.
And it's going to be his fault.
Yeah, it's going to be his fault.
And the problem with it is it's going to be his fault. And
he fired somebody up.
They'll just turn it around.
Yep.
And that really ticks me off. I mean, it makes me so angry, and I'm so tired of being angry.
I know. Did we already do the cut 5, or we've only done 4?
No, we've done 4 as far as I
okay.
know.
Then he goes on with too much happening in our country is not normal.
Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal.
I'll grant you that. Pause it for a second.
The MAGA Republic.
But isn't it amazing that that's a true statement for everybody? But it's not normal to him because of MAGA Republicans.
Right.
It's not normal to us because you can't even define what a woman is. And you're trying to change the sex of 5-year-olds. And you're trying to jam drag queen events. You're trying to jam that down the throats of our children. And you're trying to teach it to them in schools. Yep. But we're the bad ones because we think there might have been some fraud in the last election. We're the bad people.
I know. And you talked about the image of the speech. It's just, I know we're in the middle of this clip, but I just happened to think about the one tweet I saw last night about, hey, sorry, I missed the speech tonight. At the end, was it there a big book burning or was it just a small one? You know, I mean, that's what I expected. Mm-hmm. You know, at the end, let's just burn everything.
I know.
Burn it all. It's amazing.
All right, let's see the rest of this. If we can get through it.
Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal.
Normal. Yeah.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Pause it for just a second.
Oh, he did. He said republic.
Yeah.
That's
pause
right.
It for a second. So he said it.
There's one.
We've heard it another time too, so we got it at least twice. But originally, when they were reporting about this speech, they said that he wasn't going to mention Trump. You know, it was going to be.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be directed at anybody.
Right.
And the whole thing was directed at Trump. Everything. All of it.
That's
Incredible.
all it was. Now, I will say that that's probably, his plan to divert some attention on, I don't know, the economy.
Yeah,
I don't know, world affairs. I don't know, the border. Mm-hmm. So that, he thinks that will help the Democrats in this midterm election, not focusing on the stuff that's actually happening in the world.
Right.
And we're just going to throw hatred at Trump. Okay, good luck with that, because you're not throwing hatred at Trump. You're throwing hatred at half of America.
No doubt about that. And there's more of it.
I want to be very clear up front. Not every Republican, not even the majority of Republicans are MAGA Republicans.
Oh, okay.
Not every Republican embraces their extreme ideology. I know.
Work with them.
Because I've been able to work with these mainstream Republicans.
Pause it. You know who he's talking about. Liz Cheney. That's the mainstream Republican he can work with.
He might be able to make a case with a few more.
Lisa Murkowski. Mitt Romney.
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell, maybe. There's a few. Yeah, there are a few. But they're all mealy Republicans and name only.
Yes.
All of them. Let's hear the rest of this.
But there's no question that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans.
And the MAGA Republicans.
And that is a threat to this country.
Our democracy.
These are hard things.
Hard things, yeah.
But I'm an American president.
Are you?
Not a president of red America, blue America, but of all America.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's my duty to level with you, to tell the truth, no matter how difficult, no matter how painful.
Right.
And here, in my view, is what is true.
Okay.
In my belief.
MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution.
Oh, yeah, we've heard this
Do
part.
not believe in the rule of law.
That's just a longer version of what we already heard.
That's fine.
But it's equally horrific.
Yeah.
Because it's longer, it's actually more horrific. So I'll give you that. But through all this negativism, through all of the attacks on half of the country, he says he's not talking about mainstream. Of course he is. He's talking about everybody who opposes him. Everybody who notices that he's not a freaking genius. In fact, quite the opposite. He's an absolute buffoon who is cognitively compromised.
And everybody who has a slight, hey, I mean, did he win the election? I mean, the January 6th riot, that was about that, right? We weren't trying to overthrow the democracy. We were saying, hey, don't
There was fraud.
Okay it.
That's right. That's right. They just wanted to make sure that everything was done on the up and up. And there was a lot of, if you saw the movie 2,000 Mules,
And there's all
there was a lot of reason to doubt.
Absolutely. And that is just the beginning from 2,000 Mules.
That's a drop in the bucket.
Yes. But it doesn't matter, right? And again, they've complained and
over and over
again about election fraud. But now we're to believe that was fine. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and they've never challenged any election ever, of course. But he says now he's optimistic about America's future. Okay.
Even in this moment, with all the challenges we face, I give you my word as a Biden, I've never been more optimistic about America's future.
Can you believe he's still breaking out that line? I give you my word as a Biden, and you know what that means.
Yeah.
You've seen my son snort coke off the belly of a hooker. You know what kind of integrity we have.
We don't talk about him.
Yeah, right. My daughter, Ashley, that I used to take showers with when she was a girl.
No, we don't talk about her.
Oh. My brother, who's also corrupt and on the take from the bad business dealings of my son and me.
No, we don't talk about him.
Okay. But you have my word as a Biden.
Burn pits. Burn pits. He got burn pits in last night, too.
Oh, good.
Burn pits and cure cancer.
Good. Okay, well, let's hear that. Yeah.
Even in this moment, with all the challenges we face, I give you my word as a Biden, I've never been more optimistic about America's future. Not because of me, but because of who you are. We're going to end cancer as we know it. Mark my words.
I am marking your words, and I want to hold you to that. If you could do that, that would go a long way to at least, easing some of the absolute disgust.
I thought we marked his words with that a number of years ago.
We have marked his words multiple times, and there's no indication publicly that we're anywhere closer to a cure than we were then.
Maybe we are.
I mean, I hope we are. That'd be great. We would all rejoice and give him credit for that.
Oh, my God.
If you can push that through, obviously he's not doing the research. I don't even think he's pushing to fund the research. His own fund.
Yeah, the foundation.
Done. Gone. Over. The Beau Biden Foundation or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He didn't even bother with that anymore.
No, that's done. That's shut down.
So how are you curing cancer? I mean, I hope we do. I would love that. That would be great. That would be That would be awesome. An amazing feat. It really would. It'd be a miracle for millions of people. But I don't have any confidence in his ability to inspire or instruct or push forward a vision where that is accomplished.
I mean, the only thing he does is say, we're going to end it.
And how many times? Okay. Based on what? What are you going to do to end it? What are you going to do? Have you increased funding? Seems like the only thing you're trying to do is increase funding to take babies' lives. That's what I see, is that you're taking lives, not saving lives. I'd love to see the opposite.
No kidding.
Please do. Wow. So 24 minutes of negativity. And then maybe 1 minute of, and by the way, we're going to do some good things. I'm still confident. I'm optimistic about America. We're going to cure cancer. All right.
I'll give you my word as a Biden.
Wow. And is that ever valuable? Right?
Right.
Man, you can take that right directly to the bank. Congratulations, America. We've got his word as a Biden. Ooh. Okay. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. There's the greatest September song of all time.
Love that song.
September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Awesome. So great. Brings back a couple of memories. Also, it ushers in the football season. Last week was week 0 in college football. There were some games. Nebraska got beat for one. Keith was, I'm sure, bummed about that. No doubt we'll hear about it on Monday when he's back from vacation. But last night, Missouri played.
Yeah.
And took care of business.
Louisiana Tech did take care of business. I watched the first half. They were up 24-10, and they ended up being 52-24. 24, yeah. It was nice to see. They look good.
Good.
Throughout the record books against Louisiana Tech.
Oh, you can always, when those two get together, who knows? The Missouri La Tech game.
Louisiana Tech, man, they're getting some of the fallout from LSU, so they got some good players.
Yeah, they do.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. All right. That's great. So tomorrow, 3 in the afternoon, 3 Central, BYU opens their season against South Florida.
I actually am looking forward to that game.
Me too, with a great deal of anticipation. So, and by the way, last night, the much maligned and besmirched BYU women's volleyball team, it wasn't really the team that was getting maligned, but the fans in the stands who did not yell a racial slur.
But it was all wrapped up into one great big BYU bowl.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And they're a great start to the season. They're ranked 7th in the country. They're 3-0. They're 4-0 because he just crushed Utah State last night. And they have a big volleyball weekend coming up. They play. They're ranked number 7. Pitt is ranked number 10. They play tomorrow night.
That's great. Fun. College football started.
Yeah, and college football started. And next Thursday is the official beginning of the regular season for the NFL.
Yeah,
on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
That's incredible.
Love it.
Wow, we've come a long way. You could have never guessed in 2007 or 2002, Amazon would one day carry pro football games, right?
Oh, I did.
Again, it was a bookseller. Yeah, you foresaw that? That's why you invested in the the company, no doubt. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. Got some tweets here from F-15 Target Dummy. Yes, Pat, the rank and file Democrats absolutely love that speech. They agree we conservatives should be exterminated.
Yeah.
That's why this narrative is not only continuing, it's escalating. Conservatarians.com tweets, Biden standing in front of Independence Hall, giving a speech attacking patriots who want to make America great again, is peak delusion and gaslighting. From Kraz 76, the red background was perfect symbolism of this administration. Sure was.
Yeah, it was.
From the Unmasked Avenger, as usual, Democrats accuse their opponents of doing what they themselves do. No one whines and cries foul louder when they lose than they do. Biden is the pinnacle of hypocrisy.
Boy, I thought that through the entire, as an underlying thought through the whole thing last night, that this is exactly them.
Yes. Everything they're saying. When you point the finger, there's 3 pointing back at you, and then an opposable thumb that isn't really pointing anywhere. But never mind the thumb. I don't know. They usually say when you point the finger, there's 4 pointing back at you. No, that's not right.
Shut up.
Technically, it's 3 fingers that, I guess you can make the point that 3 of them are pointing back at you. But the thumb is not. Okay, unless you're double jointed and you can move your thumb back toward you. That would hurt a lot for me, so I'm not going to try it. But then there was a precious few moments in the crowd with the heckler.
Oh, yeah.
Yelling what the heckler was yelling.
Yeah. I know.
That's great.
I know.
I mean, it's not.
I don't think they were in the crowd. I think they were back behind, right? I'm not sure. I feel like they had it cordoned off
and he's just screaming, "F Joe Biden!"
Yeah, I mean, they had the bullhorn because that's the siren that you hear, right? After when
that was the siren.
I
really?
think so. Yeah.
I know he mentions the siren, but I didn't know that was the bullhorn.
I feel like that was the bullhorn.
Huh? Let's see what happened.
Optimism that is tested yet endures.
You got to listen carefully.
Courage that digs deep when we need it. Empathy that fuels democracy.
Still there, man.
The willingness to see each other not as enemies but as fellow Americans. Look. Our democracy isn't perfect. It always has been.
Right,
that might be.
Notwithstanding those folks you hear on the other side there. They're entitled to be outrageous. This is a democracy.
No, it
But
isn't.
history and common sense.
Okay.
But yeah, he did acknowledge that he's getting
Yes, he
heckled
did.
there. F Joe Biden. At least he didn't say, right, I agree. I agree. F that Joe Biden.
Thanks for calling.
It's a senile old coot, that freaking guy. Hate his guts. So I wonder if the heckler got arrested, because
That's possible.
it is possible. Shouldn't be, because like he said, this is America. It's not a democracy, but it is a place that has free speech, supposedly.
Well, again, he said, as he's saying that, his people are arresting you.
Exactly. And his
the way
FBI is, confiscating your money somewhere because you had too much of it.
Well,
on
he
you.
said, I mean, we didn't play the clip, but I mean, he talked about. This is a quote from the printout of his speech.
Mm-hmm.
We saw law enforcement brutally attacked on January 6th. We've seen election officials, poll workers, many of them volunteers of both parties, subjected to intimidation and death threats.
Have we?
And can you believe it? FBI agents just doing their job as directed, facing threats to their own lives from their own fellow citizens.
I don't want to hear it. We've been getting threats doing this. Of course FBI agents will get threats. It doesn't. Most of it is meaningless. Most of it is just some a-hole blowing off steam, and just trying to rattle you by giving you a death threat.
Most of it.
Most of it.
Yeah.
Almost all. I mean, occasionally you're going to get something that's serious, but it's mostly just idiots from like Twitter. That's what it mostly is. But
And then if we wanted to wrap up the Biden, I know there's where he talks about Trump and MAGA threats. I'm not sure which one that one is. It's all the way down here at the bottom. I don't know if that was from last night.
Cut 16.
Cut 16. I don't know if that was from last night or because it was from the day before.
It's a variation of what we've heard, I guess.
All right, then just never mind.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can take any more anymore.
I know.
I was I'm going through the speech because I wanted to see. I'm going to have to go back and find the 81 billion because nobody's going to recognize that. And the printouts will never say that he said 81 billion.
Right.
And maybe that's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to because I know he said it. I saw it. I heard him. Mm-hmm. And there was a few other screw ups that I feel.
Oh, there was a lot of screw ups.
I feel like I'm just going to have to go back and use my own copy to get the
yes.
The audio.
Millions of Americans are waking up to a country they don't recognize. They've got a president who's yelling at them and threatening them and calling them names and telling them they're evil. And while they struggle to raise their families and pay the bills, the media and corporations are telling them they are the problem in this country. They're the terrorists. Thankfully, there are companies that still believe in America and our Constitution. Patriot Mobile is such a company. America's only Christian conservative cell phone company. They're on the front lines fighting for sanctity of life, religious freedom, and the Second Amendment. It's why Patriot Mobile is different from every other provider. Inflation has made it really hard on a lot of Americans. Thankfully, Patriot Mobile has plans for almost any budget, and they offer the same nationwide coverage as you get with the other major carriers. You just don't have to worry about your money going to Planned Parenthood. Go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or call 972-PATRIOT. When you use the offer code PAT, you get free activation. There are special discounts, too, for veterans and first responders. Join the movement today. Make the switch. patriotmobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
I'm reading this speech. It's all coming back to me now. I believed we could lift America from the depths of COVID, so we passed the largest economic recovery package since Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Today, America's economy is faster, stronger than any other advanced nation in the world. I believed we could build a better America, so we passed the biggest infrastructure investment since President Dwight D. Eisenhower, and we've now embarked on a decade of rebuilding, roads, bridges, highways, ports, water systems, high-speed internet, railroads. I believed we could make America safer, so we passed the most significant gun safety law since President Clinton. I believed we could go from being the highest cost of prescriptions in the world to making prescription drugs and health care more affordable. So we passed the most significant health care reform since President Obama signed the Affordable Care Act.
The Affordable Care Act.
I believed we could create...
which made, of course, health care unaffordable. You can count on the name of the bill from Democrats being the exact opposite. And they always are.
Clean energy future, save the planet. So we passed the most important climate initiative ever. Ever. This guy.
He's the worst.
This guy.
He is the worst. Meanwhile, you're worried about the Trump MAGA Republicans. And fortunately, the FBI is out there dealing with Trump. And they revealed some items they found in Trump's safe.
I mean, that is...
That's what?
It's not real.
The FBI items
yes.
that they found in Trump's safe?
It's not real.
Is it a joke, though?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's from Babylon Bee.
Right. Well, yeah.
All right. Well, if you want to play it, I was going to use it on overtime today, but
you were?
Go ahead. No, that's fine. No, don't worry about overtime. Damn it, this is the real show. Play it on the real show.
Right. That's right.
We have breaking news
They're both
today.
real shows.
We have breaking news today. All right, the FBI
found something in Trump's safe.
The FBI is announcing what they found in Trump's safe.
Let's see it.
Well, good morning, everyone. As you know, it has been a banner week for us here at the FBI. We've arrested hundreds of concerned parents at school board meetings. We have busted several terror plots that were being carried out by us. And most importantly, we raided the Mar-a-Lago home of Donald Trump. So, of course, the purpose of this press conference will be to reveal the items from Trump's safe that we have recovered. And Agent Skolder here will be demonstrating, showing to us the first of the items.
Yes, thank you, Agent Mully.
See what they did there.
First up, we have thousands,
the X-Files.
and I mean thousands of McDonald's receipts. The guy ate a lot of McDonald's, and it appears he tried to flush this one down the toilet.
Despicable. Well, we also have here an item of note, a giant bottle of tanning solution. Unclear what it was used for. Mr. Trump may have been using this in some kind of plan to blow up the Statue of Liberty or perhaps the moon.
This appears to be the kickstand for Joe Biden's bike, an act of treason and an attempt on our dear leader's life.
Despicable.
Despicable.
Here we have a birth certificate for someone named Barack Hussein Obama. And unclear why he has this. This person appears to have been born in Kenya. Very strange stuff.
Never heard of him. This one was a real bombshell. Here's a sealed document marked top secret. Let's see what it says. It says, you FBI guys are low IQ. Sad. Not good.
Seems Mr. Trump was a real wise guy.
Very funny.
Wise guy on our hands here.
Real wise.
Well, he definitely violated the Presidential Records Act, though, by removing these small shampoo bottles from the White House bathroom.
Why does he even need those? He has them in unlimited supply.
Dude owns a hotel, and he still takes these.
Despicable.
Despicable.
Not only that, but he seems to have never returned this casserole dish to Mike Pence.
Mother is not going to like that.
Mother is not going to like
or
that.
a TV remote to the Lincoln bedroom.
Despicable.
Despicable.
Despicable. What a scumbag. Real sick stuff going on here. Well, we also have some highly classified material. Trump may have violated the Espionage Act. He removed the top secret copy of Firefly Season 2 from the White House.
World's best president mug. Still smells like Diet Coke.
Just real sickening. But here we have
it's despicable.
a VHS copy of Home Alone 2 Lost in New York.
A disappointing film when compared to the genius and charm of the original. All the sequel could really do is repeat the same tired tropes from Chris Columbus's 1990 masterpiece.
Well, of course, it's a given that it can't hold a candle to the first film. I think the sequel isn't without its charms, and at least we can agree that it's better than the third film, whose protagonists lack the wit, spunk, and childlike wonder of Macaulay Culkin.
I am right there with you, Agent Mully. The less we say about the third film, the better. I guess you could say we could best leave that film home alone.
Well, I think it's pretty clear from all the items here that this raid was not politically motivated against this president that we hate and want to take down by any means necessary because he's evil and bad. There will be no questions unless one of you reporters wants to get their home raided.
Thank you.
Anyone?
Anyone?
I didn't.
I didn't think so.
Not bad. Kind of hit and miss, but, a decent effort there by the Babylon
I would
Bee.
just like to, we can end this hour by quoting President Biden.
Yeah?
Democracy.
Democracy. Nice. Thank you, Jeffy.
You're welcome.
Democracy.
Democracy.
He literally did do that at the end. Democracy. What? What? Why? Why did you just drop that word?
May God bless our democracy.
Democracy. Democracy.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
And it's a 3-day weekend as well. Labor Day weekend already. Can you believe it? Man.
No.
Summer actually went by really fast.
Went by really fast.
I'm glad because I hate summers in Texas. But actually, after we got through July, it's been pretty amazing in Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's summertime. It's going to be hot.
But it hasn't been. Really, it was like 73 after the rain shower yesterday. We had, 73.
We had quite a number of days over 100 where it was cranking.
Yeah, yes, we did. But then it just stopped, and we haven't gone back.
I know.
Which I love. Knock on wood. Hurricane season still quiet.
A little quiet.
Knock on wood.
Artemis 1 is still a go for tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Sometime if the clouds move out after 2 in the afternoon, I guess we're going to go up. So.
Okay, 2 in the afternoon.
I think,
Eastern time?
The time frame for Artemis.
I'm looking forward to that because, while it is, again, still anticlimactic, we haven't done it in a long time. It'll be good to see that we can at least orbit the moon again.
2-hour window that opens at 2:17 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. So exciting. And then the next move will be a couple years down the road.
Yeah.
Artemis 2 is a manned orbit of the moon.
This is just a mannequin.
A year or 2 later is the manned mission to land on the moon. I don't know how many. Is it going to be 4 this time?
Yeah,
4?
I do not know.
Whatever happened? Why don't we have those great big space vehicles that you see on sci-fi movies all the time, where they're roaming around? There's hallways, there's elevators, there's all kinds of stuff.
Fat guy seating.
Fat guy seating for sure.
Oh, comfy.
And basketball courts. When do we get that world?
When does that happen?
I want that world.
On.
Like now. 2001, A Space Odyssey. Does that ring a bell to anybody? 2001, 21 years ago. I might remind you. Jeez. Amazing. Got some tweets here. Squatching Duck tweets. Joe really should have been able to cure cancer by now. It's not like those cancer cells are wearing Kevlar vests or something. From Carol remarks, and just like that, we're off of Biden and on to football. Biden's hate speech is working to shut people up.
Well,
I don't know that we are, but yeah, we can't spend the whole time on this, right? It's just too depressing. Right, there it is. I can't.
I contemplated just playing the speech. Instead of playing clips, it was 24 minutes long or whatever it was, and just start. Have Jill walk him out to the podium, have mommy walk him out to the podium, and just play the whole darn thing and just stop it and start it and through the whole thing. I did contemplate bringing that to the table, and then I thought, I can't.
You're right. Right.
I can't.
Carl Smith tweets, when can we expect Joe Biden to credit his recent climate legislation for August being the first without any tropical storms or hurricanes since 1997? It would not surprise me to see them
it's working.
Take credit for that. See? It's working already. We told you.
Keep those plastic bags to yourself.
Johnny Poe 77, MAGA Republican, is a euphemism for those who don't agree with Der Fuhrer. Press Sec revealed that when she said those not in the majority are extreme. So 47% of the U.S. is extreme, not just MAGA Republicans. From Jimmy Dimples, seemed like Biden was promising everything but free ice cream and pinball. And he probably would have if his dementia-riddled brain had remembered. From Patriot Knight, I think we need some Earth, Wind, and Fire as a palate cleanser to Biden's speech. And some wind and fire to clean out and disinfect Washington, D.C. Yeah. So,
yes.
There you have it.
Well, KGP did explain what extreme was, extreme way of thinking was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you
here
saw
it is.
But I mean,
here's what you had to say.
And
pretty deep.
Again, we see majority of Americans who disagree. And so when you are not with where majority of Americans are, then, that is extreme. That is an extreme way of thinking.
So there you go.
That is incredible. What? If I don't agree with the, 51% of this country, I'm an extremist. They've got to get rid of her. She's just terrible. She's just too stupid. She's incapable of doing this job.
I think she is.
She can't.
I mean, it sure feels that way.
It is that way. It feels that way because it is that way.
Well, that's why it feels that way.
That is why. I promise. It feels like she can't do the job because she can't do the job. That's her saying, I can't right now. So there you go. Wow. All right. For a little levity, let's see the anchor swallowing the fly. This is a local newscast, right?
Toronto. It's a world report in Toronto. And she plows through, man. But right in the middle of the news, she's doing her report.
And sucks up a fly in the middle of it? Let's see
8 weeks of nonstop torrential rain. A national emergency has been invoked, but the weather in Pakistan, the extreme weather, is alarming. Neither Garcha reports.
That is awesome.
Give that woman an Edward R. Murrow Award right now.
Okay, I'm not sure she swallowed a fly, though.
That's what they claim.
She might have been choking on her own saliva or something.
8 weeks of nonstop torrential rain. A national emergency has been invoked, but the weather in Pakistan, the extreme weather.
That's unfortunate. I don't know what happened there.
It was a fly.
I don't know. I didn't see a fly flying around. Did you? Did you see a fly? I did not see one.
That's not the point. They said it was a fly.
Who said?
They.
Who are they?
They did.
Who are these they people?
Extremists.
Oh, they don't agree with the majority?
No, they don't.
Okay, well then, yeah, you can't.
Well, actually,
you can't trust them.
Actually, now that you don't believe it's a fly, you're the extremist.
All right. Everybody else does. Well, the majority does.
Majority does, yeah.
At least 50.1 to 49.9 believe it was a fly. Okay, well then, yeah, I'm an extremist. You got me. You got me on that.
Really fun.
Plus, Kamala Harris talking about hearing aids.
We talk about people aren't able to do their jobs.
Yes.
You have KGP, who is.
First of all, let's start at the top. You got Joe Biden, who can't do his job.
All right, we can begin there if you'd like. No
you got KJP, who can't do hers.
Okay.
Now we're talking Kamala Harris.
We're talking the Vice President, Kamala Harris.
All right.
President Biden and I recently took a long overdue step to make hearing aids available over the counter. Right?
Wow. Right?
Right?
Pause it for a
Right?
second. So where's my applause?
Right?
Right? We made hearing aids
Right?
available over the counter. Right? Who's going to applaud for me now? Right? Huh?
That's exactly right.
Incredible. So, okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, we talked. At least I talked about it on Chewing the Fat. I don't know that.
Hearing aids were made available over the counter by Kamala and Joe.
Yeah, and you got to have yes. That's exactly right. Joe and Kamala backed up the truck to every pharmacy
Was that a brutal
around
fight
America.
in Congress over
Yes.
that? No. I do not want to see hearing aids made available without a prescription. No. I will not live in a country where you can just go up to a counter and buy a hearing aid.
It was a big fight. Big fight. Yeah. But they won. That's why.
Wow.
That's why Kamala was so happy.
Right. All right. Let's see what she had to say about this. 'Cause what an accomplishment.
No prescription.
Ah! Wow.
Go to community pharmacists, right? So this will reduce the average cost of a pair of hearing aids by thousands of dollars. Soon, Americans with mild to moderate hearing loss will be able to buy their hearing aids at the local drugstore or pharmacy.
Wow.
No
Thank you.
prescription needed.
Yeah, you just said that.
The only thing she hasn't said is, "You're welcome,
Because you know what you
America."
need. On some of these things, folks can self-diagnose, right? I know I can't hear something that I want to hear. And so it's practical, as well as absolutely intended to bring down the cost and allow so many people to access and afford the help they need.
No, you know, Pat, you could self-diagnose.
Right, yeah.
You know that
you
can't hear what you want to hear.
What I want to hear. So now I can without a prescription.
At your local drugstore or pharmacy.
But I bet that was a bloodbath in Congress when they debated that, right? Somebody applaud for me because I'm really, really great. I'm doing things for you that are so incredible. Yeah, you don't have to get a prescription now to get a hearing aid. Huh? Right? Where's my applause? Come on now.
No, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to say it one more time.
Yeah.
That they're going to be available
right.
over the counter for mild to moderate hearing loss.
Right.
Okay.
Without a prescription?
Without a prescription.
Wow. Huh?
Right.
Right? Yeah. No, maybe you didn't hear me. Maybe you people need hearing aids. I said without a prescription. Is that the best you can do? Okay. That's what I thought.
Okay.
That's what I thought. Yeah. I did that for you. You're welcome.
I mean, people can self-diagnose.
Yeah. I mean, you know when you can't hear what you want to hear? When you're trying to have a beer? And I mean, that's really clear.
Let's see what you did there.
See what I did? Yeah, I just rhymed it a few times.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. Really tough rhymes, too.
I know.
Yeah, really, really tough. That was hard to do. All right, 888-900-3393. Also, at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. When you are selling your home, man, it can really be stressful. Is it going to sell? Do you have to lower the cost? What about repairs? What should I do? What should I just sell as is? You know, that's where realtors come in who can give you really good advice. You know, they don't do the work, but they know the people who can do the work on remodeling a kitchen or a bathroom. And whether or not you're going to get your money back from all the investments you make in your home. Real estate agents I trust. These are the agents that have been fully vetted by Glenn's team. This is his company. And he wants you to have a better experience than he did in Connecticut when his house sat there for years. So whether you're buying or you're selling, because these are great agents to be with if you want to sell your home, and you probably have to do both because you're going to relocate. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. Go to realestateagentsitrust.com. So, the speech from Joe Biden last night was so unifying.
Oh, my God.
So unifying.
Oh, my gosh.
As someone wrote on their tweet, replace the words MAGA Republicans with Jews and see how chilling that speech becomes. Because it's MAGA or Republicans, no, everybody says, okay, he's mad at MAGA Republicans. No, it's not okay.
No.
It is not fine.
No,
it's not normal. This is not the way a president acts with the citizens of his country. And yet he did. But somebody pointed out some of his unifying tweets from before.
Yes, they did. They put the two together from 10-6-20.
Mm-hmm.
Unity over division. That was tweeted from Joe Biden.
10-6-20.
20, yes.
Okay, so, all right.
Unity
over division. Sure.
9-1-22. Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans are a threat to the very soul of this country. I would have put the next week probably just democracy.
What, you want to replace it with his rotted soul?
Yes.
His evil, rotted, despicable soul? Man. On a happier note, Serena Williams won her tennis match yesterday. She's on to the third round now.
At tomorrow.
41 years old. She's going to be 41 in a couple of weeks.
And she looks strong. I don't know if she can
She
win
looked
at
really
all.
good. She beat the number 2 woman in the world.
And maybe they've got everybody paid off so that she finally wins again and leaves.
Don't diminish her win. Don't do it. It's really cool, especially after watching, and I think this helped. The
love.
Yeah,
absolutely
the movie that they did with her dad,
yes.
and so good. What was it called? It was the King or something. I don't know. Anyway, King Richard. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Her dad is really portrayed well. If he really was like that in real life, he was awesome, and no wonder those girls are successful. He made sure that they were going to follow their dreams, and he did everything he possibly could to make that happen. And it did.
It worked out.
Sure did.
It worked out.
So she's on to the third round now with a clear bracket all the way to the quarterfinals with no ranked opponents.
Yeah.
So nice. She's set up really nicely now.
Huh. Strange how that happened.
She won 7-6, 2-6, 6-2 yesterday.
Weird how that happened.
Also in the U.S. Open, without Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal is probably going to win this thing.
Yeah.
But he hit himself in the face with his tennis racket.
Last night he was playing and gave himself a bloody nose. He's laying down on the court, and they had paused play. And it's just a strange accident, really. Right here is the...
Oh! Ouch! Yeah, that hurt.
And
boom!
After he was asked about had he done that before, he was like, with the golf club. Just make... No, of course not. Just hitting themselves in the face. Their stupid racket.
I played tennis for a while. That I
never hit your face with
a
racket.
Never
you used to hit your head with the net. Yeah, with the cat hairs.
No, I didn't.
Bounce it off your head.
Oh well, bounce it off your forehead. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, with the strings.
Yeah, with the cat hairs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That might have happened a few times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was a racket thrower though. When I got pissed.
Yeah, I know.
And that's not good.
That's
not good.
I say I know, but I mean I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I may have, and this is I don't recall right now, but I may have thrown a racket or two.
No, really, you?
I don't remember.
Surprise! You could almost knock me over with a feather right now. That's how shocked I am. To think that you would ever throw a racket. That's inconceivable, really. Another piece of good news, Lord of the Rings on Amazon
we talked about
today.
that. Now they dropped it last night.
Oh, it's did?
Up. Yeah.
Oh, it's on right now?
Yeah, baby.
Oh, okay.
Good to go.
Nice.
First 2 episodes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'd rather they drop the whole season at once. Just let us watch it the way we want to watch it.
Me too.
This isn't network television. Why are you acting like it is?
I know.
We know it already all exists.
Put
it on.
Just let us watch it.
Right. I don't get that.
I don't understand either. I don't.
That's what I think Netflix does better than anybody else.
Very frustrating.
They post the series.
It's very frustrating.
I love it.
But they all HBO Max and Hulu
Disney
and
Amazon,
Prime, they all think
do
that we got a great new show, and we're going to give you here's 2 episodes for the opening week, and then you're going to get 1 a week from now till the next 10
full weeks.
Right.
I mean, it's not network television. Network television used to do that to us.
We already pay.
But yeah,
we already pay.
Yes,
we already pay. We got access. We have access to your product. Give it to us.
Right.
Let us have it.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
And by the way, when the networks did that, they usually did a 26-episode season. So if you want to do it that way, at least give us 26 episodes.
Thank you.
Or I don't know, 20 at least.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yes.
Yeah. None of this 8 or 10 thing.
I mean, I'm happy when it's 10.
I am too.
Right, 10's pretty good.
10? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We got 10 episodes. And if it goes all the way, they push it out to 12.
And a lot of times,
flabbergasted now.
A lot of times now, what they do with some of the newer shows is they give you, say, 10, but they're not hours. They're 10, 35-ish minutes shows.
Mm-hmm.
35, between 35 and 45 minutes.
Sometimes
shows.
they're not even consistent on the minutes. It might be
that's
43.
what I mean. Yeah.
It might be 36.
Which is fine. I don't have a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
It's not this. You're giving me 10 episodes. That's not necessarily. I don't know. It just seems like I'm getting ripped off.
It does.
I know I'm not. I'm not. I'm paying for the product.
I don't know that you're not. I don't know that you're not.
Well, now I'm mad again.
I think you might be. Yeah.
Trying to give
I think you might have reason to be mad at this too.
So I see. Anyway, that's down, and we talked about it being $715 million for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
which is
the most expensive of all time.
Right. So according to this, they had to get the IP rights, which cost them $250 million. Then
the IP rights.
Yep. When combining the cost to buy the rights to the IP,
internet provider rights,
and the cost of the first season, which was
intellectual property,
which was $465 million.
What is
the season itself, the production of the shows?
Okay,
$465 million. That gets you to your $715 million. And we talked about how can they afford that? That's the equivalent of 0.15% of Amazon's revenue last year. So,
but it's also indicative of why Amazon isn't making the kind of money you might think they would, because they're spending like drunken sailors. They spend a lot of money on their series.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, $715 million, despite whether it's rights or not. That's a lot. That's a lot.
It is.
So now that they have the rights, they're probably done with that expenditure. And so the rest of
go on.
Yeah, more seasons will just be $465 million. So that's a real bargain.
Or less.
Or less, maybe. Or more. Depends.
Or more.
More or less. But anywhere from, I would say, $400 million to $800 million. So they're getting a real bargain now.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, it's cheaper. You must keep going because it'll be cheaper for you. And we were talking about, okay, so how do you regain that expenditure? Are you going to regain that in new subscriptions?
Yeah, that's what you hope, right?
That's what you hope.
That's the deal.
Seems like you'd have to get a lot of subscriptions, a lot of new subs for that.
Seem that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, because everybody who's excited about it, most of them already have Amazon, right? Most of us already have Prime.
Right.
I do.
Right.
So they're not making a penny off of me that they weren't making before.
Already, right.
So it's interesting. I don't know how they're doing it.
I don't know either.
I don't know. All right, 888-933-93. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. $315,000 jobs added in August. And so they'll take credit for that, too.
I still see an incredible amount of help wanted signs.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I do too.
Everywhere. And I
do too.
And I mean, I feel like
I still think
job.
it's a job seekers market. They can, a lot of times they can, name their own demand. Well, here's what I want.
But some places are saying that people aren't even applying.
Yeah, I know. I know, and that's why some places are even offering bonuses if you'll just apply. Come here and work for us. We'll give you $20,000 right at the top. I mean, like Taco Bell is doing crazy things to try to get people working there. It's amazing.
I don't know that I understand.
Yeah, I don't
how
either,
that's possible.
necessarily. Yeah. Well, there's a labor shortage, Jeffy. There's just there's not enough people that want jobs. Part of it was caused by the fact that the government was paying them to stay home for so long.
They're not doing it anymore.
I know, but they were. People got used to it, and I don't know what they're doing now for money, but for a while, the government was really screwing that up.
Agreed. But that's over now, right? I mean, you can only ride out that money, whatever amount it was that you were getting, for so long. I mean, you've got to go out and get a job. I've people have asked. I've got to learn what happened to all the people. Where's the people?
Where are they?
What happened to all the people?
Are they? They're all being shipped to Washington, D.C., New York, and Chicago. That's what's happening.
Oh.
Yeah. All the incoming migrants who want to work here are being shipped to the Northeast.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And they had the jobs here before.
That Americans won't do,
Okay.
How many times have we heard that?
A lot.
They're doing the jobs Americans just won't do. Are they? Are they? Or are they doing the jobs that Americans have been squeezed out of? And they'll do them so much cheaper because they're coming from Mexico where they're used to getting cheaper wages, but it's still a lot more than what they were making in Mexico. Right. But it would bankrupt and put in poverty American citizens. It's a whole nother topic.
That certainly is.
It's a whole nother topic for another
But I see
day.
that, the areas we started here in Texas sending immigrants to Chicago now.
Yeah.
I saw a story that talked about Texas, aside from that, before we get to Lori Lightfoot's response to the immigrants being sent
she loves
to
it.
Texas.
She's glad.
That's what she said.
Bull.
That's
Why'd she call it racist?
She said she welcomes them.
How is it racist to send people there? How is that a racist move?
I'll tell you my story.
Yeah, all right.
Let's hear from Lori.
Yes.
Texas, obviously, if none of these migrants were sent anywhere else, would have to bear all the brunt of this themselves. Aren't these migrants better off going to places like Chicago, welcoming cities to get cared for?
Welcoming cities?
Well, I think Alderman Rebollos kind of alluded to this. I'm happy to take and drain Texas of all of its residents.
I'll take them all.
I wouldn't want to live in a state with a governor like that. I certainly wouldn't want to live in a state where they are doing everything they can to strip people of their basic rights. And let's not forget about what they've done to women and others who are seeking reproductive health care. So we welcome Texans to Chicago.
Pause it.
And we'll
women and others seeking reproductive health care. Uh-huh.
She goes on, I think right after that, she talks about she's going to pay for them.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Texans to Chicago. And we'll rent the buses next time.
There you go.
To bring them here.
Send her the bill.
But I also...
Yeah, do. I think they should.
Absolutely.
She offered to pay for it. Here it is. Here's your
Absolutely.
bill. We'll take it. Wow. Unbelievable.
So.
Unreal.
She's welcoming.
Yeah. With open arms. No one was there to greet the illegals when they arrived. No one from the city showed up to tell them what to do, where to go. Here's what we've done for you. Here's a little goodie bag to get you started. Nothing.
Oh, she said.
Nothing. They were left on there. I know. Welcome.
All Texans.
Welcome.
We'll take all Texans.
Welcome to Chicago, because we're happy to see you here.
I mean, she says that because people are leaving.
Oh,
people are leaving Chicago, and they want out of that city bad.
Wow, that's incredible. She is so hideous. All right.
Wow.
What was the story you were going to tell?
I don't even remember.
You don't remember it now?
I don't remember it now.
Okay, good.
I don't remember.
Seriously?
Lori Lightfoot and the illegals and Greg Abbott.
Yeah.
I got it.
All right.
It's gone.
So you don't remember.
It's gone.
It's gone. All right. It must have been important.
That's God.
It really must have been.
I don't necessarily like your tone.
Did you know Harry Styles? You know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Actor, singer, hipster.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah. He's using Nazi symbols on his clothing right now. The initials HH were on the back of hats being sold in honor of his new album, Harry's House.
There you go.
Which starts with HH. You might notice.
Right.
However, the symbols also stand for Heil Hitler.
Oh, yeah.
And so this is just a clever way to get Heil Hitler out there.
Is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
But he's getting crap for it,
yeah,
of course.
I saw the headline. I didn't care enough because I thought when I saw the headline, I was like,
yeah, he's getting what he deserves.
There's no way that's true. Just this is not true.
Hats sold as part of official Harry Styles merchandise caused a lot of protest earlier in August after they were accidentally put on sale with HH on them. It was embroidered on the back of them. That can only mean one thing. Heil Hitler. Don't try to tell me it's Harry's house, because we know that's a lie. So stupid. How stupid a nation are we? The initials in this case were clearly an abbreviation of Styles' new album, Harry's House, and their inclusion on the hats were not meant to be anti-Semitic, but the symbol was disturbing to many people who knew the Nazi symbol meaning. I can't.
Wow.
So if there's one person who says, hey, that's a lot like HH, Nazi Germany, which meant Heil Hitler.
I'm offended.
Yeah, but that's not what this means. Well, I don't care. It just scares me. It reminds me of it, and it makes me nervous and uncomfortable. Okay, we'll change everything for you then.
Right.
All right.
That's what they want.
We'll remove all the hats off the market, which I think they did. Yeah, the hat got a new design a few days after the release. The design was changed in response to the complaints. So Harry's house was fully spelled out instead of appearing with the initials that many found upsetting. Thank you, Harry, for doing that.
Well, yeah, thank you.
You know, he's a victim of his own nonsense.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
It's liberals eating their own again. Good. Good.
I'm not mad about it anymore.
I'm not mad about it at all. All right.
It's because you're stupid.
And it's great that you caved in. You should cave in. Because if you have offended somebody, you got to fix it.
100%.
I don't care if it's only one person in this country.
And that person is to be believed.
Yeah. And heard and seen. I see you.
Yes.
I hear you. I feel you.
Yes.
Wait, that got a little creepy at the end. I didn't mean it to. So, okay.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right.
I remember what I was going to talk about. I never was going to tell you the story.
What story were you going to tell us?
How much we've spent on the sending immigrants to these different cities.
All right.
So I saw a headline that said we spent $12 million. That seems kind of steep. I mean, I think it's
just for bus fare.
I think you and I should go ahead and
get a
buy
bus company
bus.
going. Yeah, yeah.
if the state of Texas has spent $12 million.
That's why so many of them. Some of the bus drivers are like, I'm not going all the way to New York. I'm going to dump them here in Tennessee, and then they go right back, pick up another load because they're making a fortune from this.
Could be.
It is why. It is. They'll drive them from Dallas. Hey,
I got you.
We're in Tyler, Texas. That's good. Get out. I'm going to go get another bunch of people.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yep.
Did you just leave? Yeah.
There is some of that going on. So, yeah, it's lucrative. Of course it is. Of course it is. This is what we do. We just pay ridiculous amounts of money for stupid things. And but not that this is a stupid thing. I think it's great.
I do too.
However, you could do it a lot more economically. And I'd certainly take up Lori Lightfoot on her offer.
Yes. Absolutely make a deal about sending her the bill.
No doubt about that.
Absolutely.
Also, where are all of the right-wing extremists we're supposed to be afraid of? You know, we've been told so many times how bad they are, and especially, like, I don't know, last night, we were told just how despicable these people are and just how scared we all should be of the mock. And how, by the way, He claims that we've got to stop them. In what way? How are you going to do that? Are you threatening violence there against American people?
It sure sounded like it.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, he's got the military behind him. The day before or 2 days before, he said, "Oh, you're going to go against the government without an F-16?
Right.
You need fighter pilots." Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But these boogeymen that he keeps warning us about, I'm not seeing them anywhere. I don't know where they are. Where are these horrible MAGA people that support Trump and are so violent and are just willy-nilly beating people in the streets? There's no MAGA people doing that.
No, there's not. No, there's not.
Have they amassed somewhere on a border where they're just waiting to invade? What's going on?
Yes.
I think they might be on the border of Idaho right now, between Idaho and Oregon, between Idaho and Washington, and they're ready to cross the border and take over Washington at any moment.
Okay.
Any moment.
And they could make their way to Virginia tomorrow? I mean,
yeah, it could. Who knows? Who knows? They'll probably invade left-wing states, I would guess, and just try to change everything that they are in those states. Which wouldn't be a bad idea, actually.
No, it wouldn't. But I mean, that's the deal, right? The question, who are they? Well, they're the people that don't agree with him.
Yes, that's
who they
right.
are. And you're not. I don't want to hear from you. I'm sure I want to cross the aisle and hear from people that will agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I want to hear from those people.
I'm willing to hear from
people.
anybody who will think as I do. I'm willing to hear from all people who think like I do. You could be. I mean, let me tell you how big my tent is. It goes all the way from left-wing communism
right
to left-wing socialism.
Wow.
And everything in between.
All right.
So
if
all forms of Marxism are welcome here. And buffoonery. Things like I'm also big into the anti-science people right now. So it's a big tent that includes people who don't know who women are.
Oh.
Yeah, that's great. But if you do know who a woman is, there's no place for you because that's just sheer hatred.
I don't want to
hear your hate.
If I say, okay, I know who.
I don't want to hear your hate.
But climate change.
What about climate change?
Well, I'm all about it.
Okay, yes, then you're with you can get into our tent.
Even with the women thing?
There's a place, huh?
Even with the women thing?
Well, if you believe a woman is a woman,
I do. But climate change.
No, sorry, there's no place for you.
But climate change.
I know. I appreciate your climate change stance, but I can't based on the woman thing. So there's no place for you. No, you're too much of a hater. There's too much hate in you.
I just believe that there's only two sexes.
Yeah. Oh, don't say that out loud.
But climate change.
Keep that on your inside voice.
Climate change.
I know. It should be enough, but it's not. It's just not. Okay?
I thought your tent was...
It's big. It's huge. It's available to all. We're so diverse. I mean, everybody. I told you, I'll accept everybody who believes in communism all the way to just socialism. Every form of Marxism is welcome in our tent.
But
if you believe a woman is a woman, and that's the only kind of person who can give birth, I can't abide it. I can't abide
But climate change.
Sheer hatred. I know, but the woman thing, I can't do it. Sorry.
Wow.
Now in Germany, is it the foreign minister?
Yeah.
That doesn't care about her constituents?
Not one little bit. No.
All she cares about, she made it pretty clear. She cares about Ukraine, but people in Germany, sorry, you can go kick rocks somewhere.
And we know now that Russia has stopped the gas flowing through their one pipeline for the last couple of days for maintenance.
Really?
Yeah. We know now that tax help that they've had that have kept the gasoline prices fairly reasonable, kind of like ours, just went away at midnight, and we had a film of at midnight in Germany when the tax breaks went away, and you see the gas price jump immediately at midnight. They show
Okay, so
wow, yeah, wow is right, because those are leaders, right? So,
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It looks like, hey, that's a really good price.
$240. I'd pay $240 today.
No, multiply that by 4. Right?
Well,
or is it 2? There's no way to tell
it's-
with a liter. There's no way to tell. Give me pints and gallons and I can tell you. But there's no way to tell when it's a liter. It could be, I don't know, 3 ounces or 4,000 gallons. I don't know.
It's just under 4,
There's
actually.
no way to tell. Under 4 times the price or $4?
Yeah, under 4 times the price.
Yeah, that's
3 point
that's
something.
Outrageous. Yeah. And let's see that price jump again. That was interesting that they do it digitally like that so quickly. It's $193 and $235.
Boom.
$228 and $252.
Wow. Boom. I mean, immediately.
Oof.
I know.
And then
before
doesn't want to hear about it.
She said, I don't care. She doesn't matter to her. She believes in Ukraine, and whatever happens to you, shut up.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what she said.
Yeah.
But if I give the promise to people in Ukraine, we stand with you as long as you need us, then I want to deliver. No matter what my German voters think, but I want to deliver to the people of Ukraine. And this is why, for me, it's important to be always very frank and clear. And this means every measure I'm taking, I have to be clear that this holds on as long as Ukraine needs me. We are facing now a winter time where we will be challenged as democratic politicians. People will go on the street and say, we cannot pay our energy prices. And I will say, yes, I know, so we help you with social measures.
I know,
but I don't want to say, okay, then we stop the sanctions against Russia. We will stand with Ukraine, and this means the sanction will stay also in wintertime, even if it gets really tough for politicians.
That's dumbfounding. I don't even know. I'm not German, and I don't know how to respond to that. That is incredible. How'd you like to be in Germany? And she's telling you straight to your... Well, of course, we get this too. Really,
Yes, we do.
In just a different
Yes,
form.
we do.
We get the same thing.
We absolutely
But she
do.
flat out says, I don't care what you want. I'm about Ukraine. Wait, do they pay you taxes? Because I know I am. I'm paying you taxes. Are Ukrainians now paying taxes to the German government?
And America.
Yeah. Did the Ukrainians put you in office? What do you mean you don't care about your voters? You're going to do what Ukraine needs. That is amazing.
This Ukraine thing is amazing. With Ukraine, between Ukraine and NATO and the World Economic Forum, it's really incredible times. And when you look we saw a clip of how the United States had war gamed with Ukraine over this next big round of fighting going on. I mean, I'm surprised we do not actually have boots on the ground there yet. It's incredible to me. I mean, that we've withheld. Well, they just need our help. We're just going to send. It's just we're just there in a kind of an advisory way.
Well,
we're not there. I mean,
and Biden,
we have.
Biden has already said pretty much what she said.
How long is this going to last? How long is this onslaught going to last?
As long as it's going to take.
As long as it takes.
We're there till whatever time it takes.
Whatever time
we
it
cannot
takes.
let them prevail.
It can take months. It can take years.
It could.
It could. It could.
You think the war could take years?
No, you said that.
No, you said that.
Yeah.
So did I,
it could,
but you
okay?
said
It could.
No, it could.
No, it could.
I know you are, but
I said it again too. You could. You said it first. I said it. Then you said it. Then I said it again. That's what happened. So shut up.
Yeah, I can't. It's just amazing. It's amazing
I
what
know.
we're going through. Because he said that long before she said, yeah, we're going to do it as long as it takes. We're in it for the long haul. Oh, okay. He just didn't go on to say, and I don't care what American voters think about it.
And I meant to find it. I forgot. I just heard where they okayed raising some portion of our power bills again. Only it doesn't have anything to do with what you're paying for kilowatts. That's separate. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
What?
I appreciate it. No problem. I got to find it. It's driving me, man. That brought up the bills because they don't care.
They don't.
You're cold? and you can't pay your bills?
Darn it. You know what? We'll have to have social programs for you. But we can't afford it. We're bankrupted, so we don't really have any social programs anymore. So that's what's eventually going to happen. Maybe they can handle it this year and say, when people say, I can't pay my bill and I'm freezing to death, maybe they can say, all right, we'll give you, we'll subsidize your bill for now. But that's going to run out too. They're not going to be able to do that forever. But don't worry about it, because we're in it for the long run in the Ukraine. So
they're forever.
Just know that your hard-earned tax dollars are going to help Ukrainians. Don't you feel good about that? Sure, you're cold. Put a blanket on you. What are you, stupid? Go get a blanket.
Yeah. And you're going to get, look, the people who sign up for things, we just had a story in Colorado, right? We were talking about California. Asking people to turn their thermostats up and don't charge their cars during the day and don't use their appliances. We had that happen here in this neck of the woods during the summer when they didn't want to have blackouts, so they were voluntarily asking people to do that. And there were, 20 or 30,000 people in Colorado this week when it got so hot that they had signed up for this deal with the power company and their thermostat. And the power company just took over control and said, you're at 78 now, and no, you can't override the system. We'll let you know when you can go to.
That's why you should not. I made this mistake a few years ago. Don't get the Nest.
Yeah.
Don't get it. Then they can control you and what temperature you have it set in your house.
We got it.
And they do it. I know they do it. They turn it up, they turn it down, whatever the situation is where, okay, I want to be cooler, so you got your air conditioning set at 70 degrees.
65.
They might tweak it up a little bit. And then in the winter, when you're freezing cold and you got it set at, 75 or 76, they might tweak it down a little bit. Yeah. Get a sweater on. What's the matter with you?
Right.
Make a sacrifice here. This is going to take sacrifice.
From everyone.
Uh-huh.
From everyone.
Everybody's got skin in the game.
Not me.
No. Not elected officials. Not us. Not Joe Biden. Joe Biden's not going to have to make sacrifices. But we will. We will.
I mean, he's preparing for us to be making sacrifices. How's that fence looking around his house?
Yeah. $500,000 fence to keep people out. Why? I thought you were welcoming everybody with open arms. Why?
I mean,
why do you need a fence around your house in Delaware?
Democracy.
Democracy. And again, I can't. I can't. There it is, the theme of the week.
Boy, no kidding.
I can't. See you again on Tuesday. Have a great Labor Day weekend.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.